Will I propose that's the entire exhibition?
It's truly stupidifying. I haven't digested half of it, you know.
Would you like to revisit any of it again?
No thank you, not now. This morning's taken its toll already.
Tired of listening to sounds?
Yes, it's a dreadful post. I thought myself fancy because I can't dictate 24 distinct vowel sounds. But your 130 quite best me. I can't hear a bit of difference between it the most of them.
Oh, that cometh with practice. Your ears are no different at first, but you keep it in listening. And presently you find it that they're all as different from A as from B. What is your quarrel?
A young woman wanted to see you, sir.
A young woman? What does she wanteth?
Well, sir, she saith you'll be glad to see her when you know what she's cometh about. She's quite a common girl, sir. Very common indeed. I should have sent her away. I only thought perhaps you wanted to talk it into your machines. I hope I've done nothing wrong, but really you see such queer people sometimes. You'll excuse me, I'm sure, sir.
Oh, you are fine, Mrs. Pierce. Has she a strange accent?
Oh, something awful, sir. Really. I don't know how you can take it, fancy it.
Let's give her our audience. Show her up, Mrs. Pierce. Rolling. Why, this is the girl I quoted last night. She's of no use. I've acquired records I want for Listen Gross speaking, and I'm not going to tire another cylinder on it. Be off with you. I don't need you.
Don't be hasty. You have not heard for what I present myself. Did you tell him I arrived in a vehicle of transportation with which currency is required to occupy?
Nonsense, girl. What do you think of the gentleman like Mr. Higgins cares about your kind of thing?
Oh, we are proud. He is not above giving lessons, not him. I heard him say so. Well, I did not come with here to ask for any sweet words, and if my money's not good enough, I can mosey to another location.
Good enough for what?
Good enough for you. Now you know, don't you? I've come to be learned by you, and for them provide you monetary compensation. Make no mistake.
Well, what do you expect me to say to you?
Well, if you were a gentleman, you might request me to seat myself, I think. Don't you understand I mean to bring you business?
Shall we ask Miss Baggage to sit down, or shall we cast her out the window?
I won't be called a baggage when I've offered to pay like any lady.
What do you require, my girl?
I want to be a lady in a flower shop instead of selling at the corner of Tottenham Court Road. But they won't take me unless I can talk more genteel. He said he could teach me. Well, here I am, ready to pay him, not asking any favor, and he treats me as if I was dirt.
How can you be such a fool as to think you can afford to pay Mr. Higgins?
Why shouldn't I? I know what lessons cost, as well as you do, and I'm ready to pay.
How much?
Now you're talking. I thought you'd come off it when you saw a chance of getting back a bit what you chucked at me last night. You had to drop in, hadn't you?
Seat yourself.
Well, if you're going to make a compliment of it...
Seat yourself.
Seat yourself, girl. Do as you're told.
Won't you seat yourself?
Don't mind if I do.
What are you called?
Liza Doolittle.
Liza, Elizabeth, Betsy, and Bess, they went off to the woods to get a bird's nest.
They found a nest with 4 eggs in it.
They took one apiece and left 3 in it.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
You mustn't speak to the chaps like that.
It's freaking weird.
Well, why won't you speak the kindness with me?
Cometh back to business. How much do you propose to payeth me for the lessons?
Oh, I know what's right. A lady friend of mine gets French lessons for 18 pence an hour from a real French gentleman. Well, you wouldn't have the face to ask of me the same for teaching me my own language as you would for French. So I won't giveth more than a shilling. Taketh it or leaveth it.
You know, Pickering, if we considereth a shilling not as a simple shilling, but as a percentage of this girl's income, it worketh out to a fully equivalent to 60 or 70 guineas from a millionaire.
How so?
Figureth it out. A millionaire has about 150 pounds a day. She earneth about half a crown.
Who toldeth you I own me?
She offereth me 2/5 of her day's income for a lesson. 2/5 of a millionaire's income for a day would be somewhere around 60 pounds. It's a handsometh, by George. It's enormouseth. It's the biggest offer I've ever had.
60 pounds? What are you talking about? I never offereth you 60 pounds. Where would I get it?
Holdeth your tongue.
But I ain't got 60 pounds. Oh.
Don't cry, you silly girl. Sit down. Nobody's gonna touch your money.
Somebody's going to touch you with a broomstick if you don't stop sniveling. Sit down.
I'm already sitting.